Okay, welcome everyone, as we are sponsored by Baruch Ian, Lila Nishmas, Yaakov Chaim Ben Abba, Esther Bas Gittel, and Avram Ben Shmuel HaKayin, by Shalom Fogel, Lila Nishmas, Yaakov Zeb Ben Yehuda Aryeh, Rivka Bas Yaakov Yosef, Tibia Miriam Bas God, Yosef Ben Siyam Ben Yaakov Zev, by A.B. Spry, for Nachas from children and grandchildren, by Yaakov Yamansky, Akos Tov to the Rav and the Zoom family, and Nachas from children and grandchildren, by Ed Salah from London, and by Joshua Rosenberg, a virtual Talmud. We learned tonight, as you know, we have very often joining us Bruce Eisenberg, one of our Bava Basra Daf, and also his son from Florida, who hasn't been here for a little while, Yoshua Shmuel Eisenberg, Bruce's daughter, who was a very big tzedekis, passed away at the age of 17. And, Yeshua Shmuel is here. Look at this. We're just talking about Yeshua Shmuel.
She's 18.
She was 18?
Yeah.
18?
She just turned 18.
We will learn for Kayla Rus, Bas Bunim Tuvia. Her neshama should have an aliyah. I know my Rebbitzin, even when she was very sick, was very close to her. So we welcome in with us Aaron Swade and Saba and Irving Fishbaum, Mel Zachter, Dr. Guy, Shelley Zeitlin, Shalom Fogel, Baruch Ian, Yitz Fuchs, Rabbi Kranz, Stephen Holtzman, Mark Frankel, Nachman Chapler, Yeshua Shmuel Eisenberg, Barish Kesselman, A.B. Spry, good to have you, and Avram Rezepkowitz, Ilya Shutman. Here in the shul, we have the pleasure of having with us Chaim Kramer, Rich Leonard, Michal Avram, Ruvain Shannet. Avram is not here? No, he's not here. Awaiting a lot of people. A lot of people are missing so far. Okay, we start the new parak, and let's see. Today's, Mark does very good in selling and jipping people, so Hamoicher Peiris L'Chaveirei, Mark sells fruit to Abi, and Abi used it for seed. Zoran V'loi Tzamchu. He planted, and it didn't grow. Now, Afilu Zera Pishtin, even if he bought flaxseed. Now, it's usually used for planting. Flaxseed, come on. Mark is not responsible because Mark says, look, I didn't sell it to you for seed, I sold it for you for food. You know, you decided to plant it, what do you want from me? Reb Shimon Gamliel says, however, if it's Zarone Gina, if it's garden seed, now garden seed, like leek or cabbage, garden seed like leek or cabbage, which is not used for eating, and it's only used for planting, then if it doesn't grow, then Chayav Bachri Yusan, then Mark is responsible because he sold them duds. That's what he has. He has a dud farm. So he sold them duds, and therefore he is Chayav. If he lives in Bela Kinwood, you should know where to get him. Now, I never heard of that name. It's a good name, a dud farm. Okay. So, as Shimon Klein is joining us, great to have you, Shimon. As we're starting the Gemara on Daf Tzadik Beis Amid Aleph, Itmar. Here's another case. Watch out, A.B. You should learn who you buy from. If Mark sells a ox to A.B., A.B.'s a big guy, he sells him an ox, and it ends up to be worse than a dud. It ends up to be a gorer. Mamish, the ox that Mark sold A.B. is a fright. So Rav Amar, Rav says that A.B. could say it's a bum deal. Sorry, you know, you misled me. You sold me a gorer, and he could claim his money back. Shmuel says, and you should see Mark's innocent look. I sold it to you for barbecues. You're going to make a tailgate party, and I sold it to you, and therefore, who cares if it's a nakhan? When you slaughter it, it makes no difference what it is. So the Gemara says, I don't understand. Why is this a machlokes? Let's determine if AB is a restaurateur, or he's a rancher. Well, let's determine. So the Gemara says, if he's a person that sells it, that buys for shchita, then l'nachsasa, then it's he bought it for shchita, and he has no claim of a mekach tois. L'ridya, but if he's a guy that buys for plowing, he's a rancher, he's a farmer, l'ridya, he bought it for plowing, and then it is a mekach tois, because it's a wild animal. Says the Gemara, no, you don't understand. AB is a jack of all trades. Why do you think we used AB over here? AB, it's talking about begaver de zaven lahachi ulahachi. Both AB is in the restaurant business, and he's also a rancher. So the Gemara says, well, we would assume that the money that you pay much more for an animal for plowing than you pay for an animal for dinner. Because an animal for dinner doesn't have to be any kind of quality animal. An animal that's for plowing is going to be around for years, and it's going to be worth a lot more money. So if he paid a lot of money, then he could claim a mekach tois. If he paid shchita money, then he can't claim a mekach tois. And that's the next question. Says, well, let's see how much money was paid. And as we've had a lot of late arrivals tonight, of course, Marshall, who, he's decided to show up, and Gedalia and Mo Kushner, Moshe Lehman, and that's Itchy. Itchy is here. And did I mention that Marshall decided to show up? A couple times already. I did mention that. Well, Marshall is never makbid about time. He never brings it up ever. And surprisingly, Marshall is eating.
Wait a minute. Who was eating the other night? I saw someone eating the other night. Somebody looked like you was eating the other night.
I was eating? I wasn't eating well. Huh? Oh, somebody brought me some candy. Yeah, that's true. Anyway, so the Gemara says, we can't determine it from the price because the price of meat went up. There wasn't good beef around, or maybe there were anti-shchita laws, and it was hard to get meat. That's a serious business. Even today, there are places where there are anti-shchita laws. It's absolutely incredible. It's
in Schweiz, in Switzerland.
In Switzerland?
Yeah, they have to bring it from France.
It's absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. So says the Gemara, the price of meat for food went up, and it went up to the price of plowing. So therefore, you cannot determine from the money that AB paid whether he bought it for plowing or he bought it for shchita. So again, if he bought it for shchita, then there's no claim of mekach tois. If he bought it for plowing, there is. So the Gemara says, I don't understand. If it's the same price, what's the whole business? So if it's the same price, so if it's a nakhan, even if he bought it for plowing, so let him sell it to the butcher, and he'll get the same price. Says, you know, if a plowing animal is more expensive and it turns out that it's a dud, so then he could claim mekach. But over here, if the price of meat by the butcher is equal to the price, if it's a nakhan, let him just sell it to the butcher. Says the Gemara, nafkamila tercha. Abi's busy on the ranch. He doesn't have time to go and sell it to the butcher shop. He tells Mark, look, I bought it for use for plowing, so you sold me a dud, take it back and give me a good animal. He doesn't want to get involved in going to the butcher and getting a sheichet. Says the Gemara, well, what's the case? He claims that it's a nakhan. So does Mark have money or not? He wants his money back. So heichi dami, what's the case? If Mark says, I got no bucks, so if he got no bucks, then the din is that if Mark owes AB a refund and he can't take money, he has to take whatever he gives him. So let him take the axe. If there's no money to collect from Mark, so then liakiv tura bezuzah, let him keep the axe as a refund. The imrei inshek, because people say min morei rashvasech, from somebody that owes you money, min morei rashvasech, even parei efra. You have to even accept brand. Just get your money's worth. Says, well, obviously we're talking about a case where Mark did have the money. So Rav says that Rav Amar Harizeh Mekach Tais. Why? Because Rav says that most people, when they come in to buy a live axe, they're coming in to buy it for plowing. Says the Gemara, because you come in and he's examining the axe, but says Rav says basa ruba azlinan. We go basa the majority. Veruba laridia zavne, and the majority of people buy for plowing. Therefore, since the majority of people buy for plowing, and now it's not a good axe because it's a nakhan, so it's a mekach tais, and Mark has to give AB the refund. V'shmuel amalach, Shmuel says, look, it's true we go basa raiv, but we go basa raiv by iser. Ki azlina basa ruba b'isura. We go basa raiv by iser and heter. B'mamayna, but by money, like by money, if AB wants to get it back, right now, Mark is murzik in the money, and the din is, if he wants to take away the money from Mark, he would have to prove that he bought it for plowing. If he can't prove it, Mark could say, I sold it to you for shchita, and sorry, buddy, I'm not giving you a refund. Now, Gemara takes us to an application. You know, this is the way it works with learning, as we welcome in Ruvain Palak. This is the way it works with learning. We're maven dover mitoich dover. We make applications. So we're going to apply these rules to an interesting din in Masechtas Ksuvas. Here we have a question: if a woman, when she got married, was a basula, was a virgin, and therefore she's entitled to a ksuva of 200, or if she wasn't a virgin and she's only entitled to a ksuva of 100. So, next way. We'll call her Bela. Bela was widowed or divorced. And now, if she's divorced, the husband has to pay the ksuva. If she's widowed, the estate has to pay the ksuva. She says, I was a virgin, and therefore I'm entitled to a besula of a ksuva of 200. And he says, or the estate says, Loiki, not so. I married you as a widow, and therefore I only owe you a ksuva of 100. If there are witnesses that she went out with a veil, the way it worked in those days is only a Basula wore a veil, or Veroisha Perua, or her hair was uncovered before she got married, which shows that she was a Basula. Ksuvasa Masai. Now, it seems to be that it's only because there's Adam. If there's no Adam, then she wouldn't be entitled to a ksuva of 200. Time adika Adam, holeka Adam lay. But according to Rav, that by money we go basarayv. Why don't we go basarayv? The majority of women get married as a basula. In Baruch Hashem, in Klal Yisrael is a very moral nation. Most girls get married as a virgin. Says the Gemara, it's true. The majority of women get married as a virgin. Only a minority are widows. But V'kol hanisais besula, all who get married as a virgin, yesh lakel. Everybody remembers. There's 100 people by the wedding. Everybody remembers that she was a virgin. That they had a veil. V'zu hayil ve'ein lakel. Since they're not talking about that she was a basula, isra laruba. That it puts a reyesa. That puts a question on the Rav, and that's why we don't go basa Rav. Now the Gemara is getting very technical. The Gemara says, if you tell me all women all basulas get married have a curl, so then if there are witnesses that see she had a veil, that say she had a veil, or that she went with her hair uncovered, why do we believe them? Since there's no curl, and we said all basulas have a curl, then that must mean that they're false witnesses. Says the Gemara, "I kol anisis basulas yesh lem curl, ki I ke'edim." Even if there are witnesses, might have a middleless like curl. Since you said all basulas that get married have a curl, if there's no curl, then sadei shakrin in it. There must be false witnesses. Ella, tweak it. Not all basulas that get married have a curl. Ella roiv anisis basulas yesh lem curl. The majority of girls that get married, everybody knows about it. It has its own voice. It's known. Since people aren't saying that she was a basula, Israel Aruba. There's a reyes in the Rav, and that's why she needs witnesses that she went out with a veil. She needs witnesses that her hair was uncovered. Otherwise, we don't go busted a Rav, because the Rav is blemished, is tarnished by this fact that nobody remembers it, and therefore she could only collect 100. We're going to stop over here now, Rabbi Isai. We have, I did the Mishnah Yomis already, because now we have a special Chumash shir. Again, this shir I will be giving on Shabbos in the afternoon in Fairway, so if you're with us in Fairways for Shabbos, you could wait to hear it on Shabbos. Otherwise, you really don't want to miss it, because it is a very, very important shir about tshuva and about Elul